Let me see. I'm
Sure.
from Cleveland, so I want to ask you about the late great Gerald LeVert. How did y'all connect, and what projects y'all was working on?
Loved me some Gerald LeVert. I mean, it's hard for me to listen to him sometimes. When I listen to his voice, I just break, I just cry. It's just something about him just touched me so deeply. I think it's because we were close in age, um, you know, and he was just such a beautiful person. Gerald was just loving and kind and warm and funny, and would just call you on the phone himself, never wanted to like, went through an assistant to call you. So, just Southern roots, as see, Southern Cleveland has strong Southern roots to it. But I just loved him very much. I really loved that man. Recorded several songs with him, and including one that was also a Grammy nominated song called Family Reunion, which was him, Chaka Khan, Yolanda Adams, and Carl Thomas. And that was on the Medea's Family Reunion soundtrack, and that was also a Grammy nominated song. But like whenever I hear that, my mother likes me to play that sometimes, but it just tears me up. It's just something about his voice, just that he sang with so much soul. He sang just like his father. They just sang, they gave it everything they had. But there's another song I did with Gerald on one of his albums. Myself and my friend Troy Taylor wrote that song called "What Happened to the Lovin'." That was on his "Do I Speak for the World" album. On that song, Gerald heard the song and just had this vision. He said, "I want to put my father on this song." And he said, because my father's coming to town, while he was in town, he said, "I want to put my father and all the LeVert kids." He said, "My father's bringing all the grandchildren to New York for his show. They're going to go to the OJ show at Radio City, but then they're going to do some activities with the kids. The next day, I don't know, they were taking the LeVert kids, the grandchildren, somewhere. It was about 6 or 7 kids. So Gerald had this idea to bring all the LeVert kids into the studio to record it. And we even had like a little comedy, section of what two of the grandkids talking in the beginning. And I just remember, Gerald, the record just started sounding beautiful when we put his father on. We actually put Trey Songz on there too, who was one of Troy's, when Trey was first signed to Troy, and Gerald ended up just sort of informally mentoring Trey. Gerald was like that. If you had talent, he just wanted to be a part of who you were and support and pour love into you. And I remember being at the studio one day, and when the kids played his part, and he looked at his father and all the kids, and he just had tears in his eyes, and he's just said, "Gordon," he said, "this is one of the happiest days of my life." He said, "to have my father and all my nieces and nephews, on this record at the same time." He said, "Thank you." He said, "Thank you. This is one of the happiest days of my life." And there's songs that become, excuse me, there are the songs that become the big hits, and then there are also the songs that really, they're the songs that live long through the charts, and there are other songs that are not as big as hits, like that particular song, but they live in people's hearts. And I'll never ever forget that we penned a song for Gerald, a great songwriter himself, that meant so much to him, as for his family. So, grateful, very grateful.
Indeed, man. That's beautiful. I appreciate you sharing that, man. Because I feel like Gerald, he underrated. He don't get the props
He
like
is
he's
underrated.
supposed to.
I agree there.
Um, you know, but that's how it is sometimes. Okay, now the last thing I wanted to ask you, I was checking out online. Now you have a new album or an album you recently released?
It's not that new. I'm overdue for an album.
Oh, you got something
I'm
cooking?
overdue, but I have made 4 studio albums, and they're called
Uh-huh.
Introducing Gordon Chambers. And my friends Troy Taylor, that I've mentioned in this interview, and Barry Eastman, have done production on my albums. So the first album is called Introducing Gordon Chambers. The second album is called Love Stories. The third album is called Sincere, and the fourth album is called Surrender. That's the most recent. So those are the 4 solo albums I've made. And on those albums, I've done features and collaborations with Gladys, Layla Hathaway, Carl Thomas, the late great trumpet player, good friend of mine, Roy Hargrove, and Mike Phillips, the saxophone player, and then some other, amazing singers, not as well known, but people I know that are great singers, like Sarah Devine has sung duets with me. Because I always like to feature, some people that are more well known and some people that are not as well known that I want to be more well known. Eric Robeson, I've collaborated with him. So those are some of the people who've been featured on the records. And the records that I've made are very similar to the songs that I've written for other people. Songs about love, songs about, spirituality, kindness, the values I believe in, community. That's what I write about. That's what I believe in, as Dionne Warwick sang, and Burt Bacharach, and Hal David wrote, what the world needs now is love, sweet love. And as Stevie Wonder said, love's in need of love today. We live to love. That's the reason why we have put on this earth, is to love and to be loved. Bob Marley said, could you be loved and be loved? So that's what I write about. That's what I sing about. That's what I teach about. That's who I am.
Man, no doubt that love. We need that. Marvin, what do you say? Only love can conquer. Hey, we get some more love going on, man. We'll be all right.
We will. Yes.
Yeah. So I know you got to make moves. I just want to thank you again. And I really mean this, man, because you wrote some powerful records. Definitely them songs is going to be playing forever as long as music is alive and well. You know what I'm saying? And I want to thank the viewers for tuning in. It's been a phenomenal episode.
Well, thank you, Taye. It really means the world to me that journalists like yourself, who are music lovers, find me and thinking of me, that they want to help, talk to me and help me tell my story. And that I hope that I may God always cover you and bless you and everything that you do and who you are and all of yours and all the people watching this. Thank you. I hope something in this has touched your creativity and your spirituality and helped you to find something in yourself that you want to express. And I appreciate the time and the opportunity and the platform to do so.
All right. Take care, King. Be safe out there.
Bless you. Thank you, brother.
All right. Peace.